China is buying up some American farmland. The question is China doing that to spy on the U.S. military?
All right, y'all. So a couple weeks ago, I got an email from a viewer regarding food shortages and potential other problems that the country is facing right now going into the midterms. I did respond to that email, but CNBC this week, maybe June 29th, was that Wednesday or Thursday? They did a one of their late night shows, I guess, did a video talking about a controversial land deal that's going on right now in North Dakota, Grand Forks, I believe. So I'm going to react to a clip of that. But before I get into this clip, I want to say it's the elephant in the room. We know what's going on. These countries do not like us. China, Russia. So they don't have to fire a single shot by controlling the food chain, by buying up large amounts of land, and then growing their own food and potentially tainting the food and stuff like that. That's what's going on. But we know under this administration, nothing will happen. Matter of fact, in 2013, I believe that was the year where Obama authorized the deal of Smithfield pork plant. It's like it was a big deal. Smithfield Pork Company. I don't even mess with pork, really. Not anymore. I used to growing up because I'm from down south. So you deal with a lot of pork. But I eat mainly clean now. Probably why my skin is clear and things like that. But Obama authorized that deal. That was a mistake. If they not American, we shouldn't even be doing no big business with them trying to buy large amounts of property and trying to own this whole food chain thing. So this is crazy, but let's get to this clip. And oh yeah, Bill Gates as well. Come on, Bill Gates is clearly a problem. We know Bill Gates. I believe he's the top landowner in the country right now, farmland owner. I looked up, see how many kids he had. I mean, you can't, that land. What are you planning to do with that land other than potentially grow your own food? And Bill Gates he's close allies with, it's an agency that promotes eating bugs and stuff like that. I forgot the name of the agency. Steven Crowder said like the other day, like a couple of days ago, but I forgot the name of the agency, but, Bill Gates is clearly a problem. And like I say, we know nothing's gonna be done under this administration. We 6 months into 2022. We just letting the days fly by. To be honest with you. So this clip right here is from a Twitter account, the news with Shepard Smith, and then he puts in his tweet, is China buying up American farmland to spy on the U.S. military? And see, I was just talking about the food chain. This land in North Dakota is close to like the Air Force base and things like that happen as well. I heard, like, I think in West Texas, this is something like this is going on where they're buying up all this land close to military bases, but you want to grow a food plant. It's like it's a disguise. I mean, I don't see how people not seeing it, really. The U.S. military. The question centers around a controversial land sale between North Dakotians and a company with ties to Beijing. At Iman Javers spoke with some of the key players behind the deal. Now, we'll have this video in the link below, in the box below, if you want to see it. But I have to react to it because if I would have just posted it, I would have got copyrighted. So let's get into it.
China is buying up some American farmland. The question is China doing that to spy on the U.S. military? Some lawmakers and intel officials say it's a real concern. The question centers around a controversial land sale between North Dakotans and a company with ties to Beijing. CNBC's Eamon Javers spoke with some key players behind that deal.
This is Grand Forks Air Force Base in North Dakota, home of some of the nation's most sensitive technology, including the RQ-4 Global Hawk surveillance drone. And this property sits just about 20 minutes down the road, more than 300 acres of prime farmland. Earlier this year, 3 North Dakotans who owned parcels here sold this land for millions of dollars to a subsidiary of a Chinese company that says it wants to build a corn milling plant.
Now that transaction has come under scrutiny here in Washington, D.C., where some in the intelligence community warn that the deal should be blocked because it could offer Chinese spies unprecedented access to the American base.
Now, let me pause right here. Millions of dollars. The people who sold the land received millions of dollars and the land looked beautiful. It looked beautiful, but I don't know. Something's not right here. Let's just get back to this.
It's an only in America kind of fight, pitting the property and economic rights of a community against national security warnings from high-ranking officials in the nation's capital.
Let me pause again. Security warnings from high-ranking officials in the from the federal government. They're telling you this is not right. It looks kind of shaky. But no, I got millions of dollars. A North Dakotan probably receiving millions. They happy. Oh no, it's no problem. Come on, this is not an economic, financial thing. This is a public safety issue. But let's get
the Chinese company at the heart of the controversy is the Fufeng Group, based in Shandong, China. Its American subsidiary says the company is not a threat.
We're under U.S. laws. I'm an American citizen. I grew up my whole life here, and I'm not going to be doing any type of espionage activities or be associated with a company that does.
No, see, I don't believe Eric Swalwell. The same was it Eric Swalwell born in America, and then is your wife Chinese? Like, what's really going on? Like, let's get to that, because talking about you won't be dealing with espionage. We've seen people lie on TV or lie all the time, so it's like, no, you need to talk about a background check. You need to background check this guy and really make sure he's in the clear. But because they could be using him as a decoy. Remember when Trump was trying to get TikTok to work with America, and then TikTok, I think, had like an American executive speak out for him. Like, you throwing out these decoys, trying to detract from the main issue, which is the backing behind you is of a foreign country. See what I'm saying? And it's crazy how the FCC now is talking about get rid of TikTok, calling on Apple and Google. But when Trump did it, it was a racist, bigot move. Turns out he was right. And he was right also when he banned, what's the phone brand? Huawei or something like that. The Android phone brand. Their chips are not made in America. So it's clearly a security threat. Same as TikTok. So these countries like China and all that, they do not like us. We cannot play softball with them. But let's get back to this.
The city's mayor says he just wants to do business.
It's a $700 million plant, so that would really be the largest single investment in the city's history. The FBI, didn't say there was any immediate concerns. They said, if you see something, say something.
Okay, so the mayor is looking at it from a financial move. Oh, this is gonna bring a lot of money into my city, and I'm gonna look good. I can add this to my repertoire. I was the first mayor. See, and that's a problem. It's not about bringing money to Grand Forks, North Dakota. This is a public safety thing. If the FBI got involved, it's clearly something here. But this dude and this mayor is in a sense oblivious to what's going on, to why people are you are on a CNBC whole show talking about it. There's something here, dude. This isn't an overreaction. But let's see.
Air Force hasn't taken any official position on the Chinese investment, but an Air Force major composed an alarming memo in April obtained by CNBC laying out what he believes to be the intelligence threat. He wrote, some of the most sensitive elements of Grand Forks exist with the digital uplinks and downlinks inherent with unmanned air systems and their interaction with space-based assets. The Air Force says Major Jeremy Fox was only speaking for himself, but he's not the only one with security concerns. In a report released May 26th, the U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission wrote, the location of the land close to the base is particularly convenient for monitoring air traffic flows in and out of the base, among other security-related concerns. That's why Senator Kevin Cramer says he opposes the project in his own state, despite the economic benefits it might bring.
I think we grossly appreciate how effective they are at collecting information, collecting data, using it in nefarious ways. And I just as soon not have the Chinese Communist Party doing business in my backyard.
Exactly. We grossly underestimate how the Chinese Communist Party work. They sending people over to go to college. They get in these groups. To look at the Swalwell situation, Eric Swalwell thing. But not only just him, but they send people over here to check out buildings, scout buildings. They tap in the building, see how hard, all that kind of stuff goes on. When I was in Marine Corps JROTC, they told us about that. So it's a lot of spying going on constantly. So all that, that's why you people still talking about Roe v. Wade. We're talking about a real problem right here in this video. We're talking about real potential threats. But yeah, like we grossly underestimate not even them, only Russia. I was listening to a song in hip hop. It just came out, dude, talking about some. I got a gun from Russia. It's like, what? So Russia is sending over firearms illegally. It's so much going on that the federal government is completely oblivious to. That mayor is completely oblivious to. There are threats and they need to be addressed. But yeah, let me get back to see what Kevin Cramer said, and I stand with Kevin Cramer. Hopefully, he vote against it, oppose it, pass a bill. It just really should already been a bill, but for them, because imagine trying to go to China and buying 500 acres of land. You probably gotta go through. You probably gotta strategize. You gotta tell them your plans for the plan. You gotta do all this extra work. It's not just a money grab. But I mean, but.
Both the chairman and ranking member of the Senate Intelligence Committee told CNBC they also have concerns about the Chinese development.
Now, the city won't build out infrastructure until next spring, and the mayor there tells me he's moving ahead with the project in good faith. But he also says that he's still waiting to hear if the federal government has any official objection, Shep.
What do the people who sold the land say about all this, Eamon?
You know, I talked to one of the three people who sold land to this Chinese company, or the subsidiary of the Chinese company. He said, you know, he doesn't see any intelligence threat there at all. He thinks these national security concerns are overblown. He sold his land for $2.6 million. And he said, look, in this global economy right now, we all have iPhones in our pocket that were probably manufactured in China. And he asked the question, you know, where do you draw the line?
All right, so when it comes to this whole iPhones are made in China, iPhones have their own chips. Apple makes what, the M1 chip? Apple has their own, the A13 Bionic. They're making their own chips. All China is doing is putting it inside of a phone, packing it up, putting it in a box, and sending it over. They ain't developing the, like, what are we talking about when this whole phone thing and all that? They're just the developers. Same with clothing. China got the cotton, they develop a shirt. They're not really doing much of the engineering, any type of real work. Apple's doing it in the United States. So that dude who got that 2.6 million, he just happy to have 2.6 million. He's overlooking the whole aspect of what's really behind this whole controversial North Dakota land deal. This is dangerous. And these two hosts really are completely oblivious, because I went to their to their Instagram page and Twitter pages, and they talking about CNN. These people are completely oblivious to this whole North Dakota land sale. And I think Bill Gates bought some land in North Dakota not too long ago, matter of fact. So I mean, this is shiesty. But, you know, going forward, like you said, country's in a weird state right now, going towards midterms. You got a president that's weak. Or people, like, you can work on growing your own food, but I know a lot of people don't have access to doing that. So, like, you can cut back on food, all the carbs and all that. Like, I eat a clean diet. Like, I really don't eat dirty on a lot of days, but I eat relatively clean. But when it comes to farming, learning how to, like, I know how to fast. Like, I know how to do a lot of different things that'll last. But in terms of the whole food chain thing, I think it can be fixed. You just have to get the right guy in there from the top who can overlook and make sure things are running smoothly. Or if not, things like that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. To be honest with you, I'm not really worried about this issue because, first of all, I'm not in North Dakota, but this is a country issue. But nothing's going to be fixed from the Biden administration. I told you about the Smithfield Pork Company. So it's not nothing to worry about if this deal has already went through, if they're going to start infrastructure. So if they get caught in espionage, the tinfoil hat wearers will be right again. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that share button. I'm out.